Now then, people, good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Final World. Apologies for being late, having to push it back. I had some food, it came late, and then obviously me and the lads were just chatting because we actually get on and we're having a laugh. So there you go. Sometimes you have to wait for greatness because lateness is greatness, and this is a great goated panel tonight. So any complainers in the chat, relax. We're here now. We're all good. Yeah, let's get stuck into it. Leeds United again were comfortable winners against Mr. Fat Frank Lampard. I think the biggest thing for me was actually it was a lot easier than I expected. I actually predicted a draw, was a little bit, I don't know if nervous is right, but I was a little bit unsure because of Lampard, because Coventry were on such a great run. I was actually surprised, Jack, how easy it was. And on another day, bro, it could have been another 7-0. No joke. Mad.
Well, I think we're playing for them now, aren't we? Playing for the 7-0.
Yeah.
It's get to half time, 2-0. And then, get the chances going on, get the 5 goals. And it was due to a few decisions, to be fair. And I would never, first sort of not say about, I don't want to moan about refs and stuff, but it really was a few decisions, wasn't it, that took it away from us, really. Everybody's on about the non-toe one, but there's one where I think it's Solomon wins the ball back and he gives offside quite early. It's not guaranteed goal, but Dan James ends up tapping it in. But that Peru was not involved in that build-up play at all there, so that shouldn't have been offside in the first place. I know Linus had a meltdown, but yeah, we were mint. I've fallen in love now. So it's like from last season when I've been on about that run when we went on. We're actually on that run. I know it's been spoke about that we're unbeaten and stuff, and it's just not felt the same. Whereas the past couple of games has just been we've been so mint. It's back to that we just don't lose football games. It's so good, mint to watch. But yeah, Coventry are decent, and
yeah,
I didn't think they looked much better than Cardiff, to be fair. So I really didn't. Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it? Just how. Yeah, I just think we're a cut above the opposition. Like I said it on the watch along, right? If Coventry are playing Sheffield United at Coventry, I'm interested in that game because I think Coventry might get a result. If Coventry are playing Burnley, I'm thinking this could be a draw. After seeing Leeds United, they were just never in it, Lockie. We were, we're just far too good for them. And to be fair to Coventry, they have some very good championship players within that side as well. It's not a muggy side, and we made them look ordinary, I felt.
Yeah, I mean, it's becoming habit now of us, to be honest. You can look back at that Burnley game now, knowing what came after it, and go, yeah, we did really well then, just to contain them, knowing that Farke, you can tell from his presser today, there's a real confidence with him and the players now. I think one thing that stands out to me recently is, the complaint about Farke's football was when we went 2-0 up, we slowed down, we went off. There's none of that anymore, is there? God, how many chances did we create in the last 10, 15 minutes yesterday? How many against Cardiff when we're 5-0 up in extra time? We're relentless. There's none of that handbrake stuff now. And I think it's interesting what Farke mentioned in his presser today about injuries and doing too much in games. He likes to control it. But now I think he's seen the last 15 and he knows now that he's got confidence in all these players to kill these teams off. And if the last 2 games are not a marker of us doing that, I don't know what is. Something's changed a little bit for me. The mentality is, it's good. It's very good. I think Ampadu is testament to that. I think if you look at the start of the season, it was probably with a new role, Leeds United captain, probably didn't really know what to expect. Probably a little shy to it at the start. And then you've just seen Ampadu grow into it, to be honest. And look at the team when Ampadu's been back in it. I think there's an intensity there. I think there's an aggression there. And every one of them they want the Premier League. They all want it. And it's so clear to see.
Yeah, you bang on, mate. It's pretty special. The group as well, I think, Luke, the group looks really tight-knit. I think all of us on this panel, actually, to be fair, look, without it becoming an echo chamber, but we're relaxed when we should be relaxed. I feel like we get frustrated when we should be frustrated. And we've basically backed the manager throughout these times as well. Throughout, you know what I mean? And I, as a fan, Luke, like just buzzing to see it all coming together all at the right time. You know, when you talk about, oh well, he doesn't use enough player, he can't be happy. Oh, they must be infighting and all this stuff that gets made up, and then you see the group, and you like Lockie said about the group, and they all want the same aim and that. And for me, right now, I'm like Jack said, I'm just enjoying it. It's like feet up, because I know in 15 games' time, you know, we'll have a party at Millennium Square. It'll be over, and it'll all be focused on the Premier League. And then it'll be like, shit, we'll be struggling to win every week, and the fan base will be absolutely brutal. So I'm just enjoying these moments, because I know it's wild and it's early, but I've always been confident of going up. But seeing us now and the gear that we've gone up and the level that we're at, I'm just like, win. I'm not concerned about us dropping out of the top two, as it were.
No, I think you're right. I think you hit the nail on the head there when you said gear. I think at times this season we haven't even had to get out of second gear, and we've probably conserved a bit of energy, and I think quite sensibly by Daniel Farke, where we've actually just controlled the games, let the ball do the work, and we've been happy with a 2-0 at home, or you know, controlling the end when teams aren't going to be looking to score, or aren't even sort of looking even confident of getting in our final third. So to go way down to an informed team in the league. And absolutely demolish them. I mean, we didn't, you know, but I mean, I know Meslier made a couple of important saves at important times and things, which was great. But ultimately, we should have been high and dry by then. You know, we probably created. I haven't looked at the stats, but I would say we probably created something like 5 or 6 good goal scoring opportunities. Where actually, if it was at Cardiff at home, we probably took them out. I would even argue we create better chances against away at Coventry than we did at home against Cardiff. We were just fat. Yeah, I just felt we were far more clinical, obviously at home, and you've got the fans behind you and that as well. But yeah, it looks like we are kicking into that second gear, and I think what Lockie said there about a confidence, there is a real confidence around at the minute, and it's not an arrogance, which is there's a fine line between the two. And it's really, really nice to see. You know, very. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like for like, but it's very similar to the team that got promoted. And I know we've got much more, let's say, I don't know, about much better players at the moment to our disposal than potentially we had at that time. And they've been together for a few years and things. But the real one for me, and this is good, this is going to go down like a lead balloon, I think. But the real man for me that's actually making those cogs turn is having a Brenden Aaronson in there.
You won't get no shade from me, brother. You won't get me. I love that, bro. I think
if you take him out of this team, we look a completely different side. Not just because we haven't got another number 10 or another option, but the absolute work rate and the things he does, the unselfish things. Look, is he the most frustrated footballer in the team? Absolutely. Is he the best technically? Absolutely not. Is he going to thread the eye of a needle 6 times in a game? No. But the work that he does just goes completely unsung for me, and he just makes things work. And you see him doing the running for Peru, you see him doing the running for Dan James when Dan James has gone beyond his man and it hasn't come off. You see him doing the same for Solomon, and you also see him getting back and doing it as well for even defensive, even the 2 guys in the middle of the park. So yeah, I think for me, he has been absolutely vital and absolute key to our success so far this season.
100%. Yeah, that's right. It's mad as well, because if we had someone else, man, like other people had scored more goals than that, it's mad, really. Sorry, catching strays.
Well, I was just going to say on exactly what Luke said, Joe. That's the point of for most of his career, Daniel Farke, number 10, isn't a small technical player. They're his wingers. They're his creators. They're usually big guys in there. Brendan's actually quite a unique profile for what Daniel Farke usually has. He has Borussia Mönchengladbach, he had Neuhaus in there, who was a big guy, midfielder, more of a number 8. And then obviously he had Rantic, he had Stevenman at Norwich, who were in there. And every now and again, Todd Cantwell would go in there. But like, these are the profiles. He loves guys that are going to work hard and that can be part of the midfield and link the play up. They're basically the balance. His creators are his wingers. They always have been. So you could argue, yeah, Luke's right. He is vital. He is.
And then two wingers as well. Like they know now their jobs because if you look, they
So
just
good.
look for each other. They just look for each other. If Solomon's got it, he looks for James. If James got it, he looks for Solomon. And like you say, it came off so many times against Cardiff, and could have come off against Coventry more so. I mean, some of the numbers some of the lads are putting up. Solomon is like 8G in the air, something in as many games or whatever it is. It's mad. It is insane what Leeds United are doing and just how good they are right now. And like to have 5 points over Sheffield United, admittedly, they don't play to the weekend, but it's a different kind of pressure now that Sheffield United have because they know they've got to win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that gap's staying. You know, we've been there. We were there last season. You know, so it's a different kind of pressure. And I'm so confident right now that I think that anybody finishes above Leeds, then they get promoted. Do you know what I mean? I think we'll be second at the least, to be honest. I'm so confident. Go on, Luke.
Do you know what it is, though, Joe? Just on
Okay.
that. I at the end of the day, I'm not going to be bothered. Like, if we go up, I'll be ecstatic, obviously. But there'd be a little bit of me if we don't win it. Because I think we're good enough to. Do you know what I mean? If we finish second, I'd feel like the team above us are not better than us. I'd be a tiny bit bitter about that. I want us to absolutely smash the league. I want us to win it. I think with that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be disappointing if we don't win the league. Yeah, I must say, you know, we can't get to sort of this position and not want to win it. I actually liked Farke when he said other day in his presser, like, you know, I can't see any reason why we don't go on and win it. It's like that type of that does need to be said, you know, like, because in particular, I know he was saying it coming out of the side at transfer window when we'd not signed anybody, but why aren't we winning this league at this point? You have sort of like, and I don't buy into like, you know, Farke's got to go if we don't win the league or whatever. As long as we go up, promotion's the aim. Go get promoted. Do you know what I mean? But we need to win the league. We should be winning.
Yeah.
Just from the position we're in. If you just take out any expectation involved, we are the best team in the league. We need to go win the league, like, and I think we will. And I'm here all for it. So.
Always maintain we're the best team in the league, boys. Is what it is. We've looked at every bit. Go on, mate.
I said from the start, I think we win the league at a relative canter this year, and I think we probably win it by 5 or 6 points. You know what I mean? And there's no reason based on what I've seen from all the other teams and ourselves that we shouldn't be doing that. You know, we're in a position now that we've on merit. We're not there for the laugh. You know, we're there, and bearing in mind we've dropped a fair few points that arguably we shouldn't have done as well. We probably should be 10 points clear of third by now. Unfortunately, we're not. But we've still got 15 games to rectify that and balance things out.
Do you know what it is as well, lads? Like recently, it's been like this for a while. Obviously, we are relentless, but just how easy it is for us to find spaces and attack every single time. We look when we get the ball now. We're in their final third within 2 or 3 passes. We look absolutely deadly, and we talk about the wingers there. Dan James, even on an off day where he God couldn't hit a bad dog, could he, bless him? But how dangerous is he? That outlet over the top every single time. And it weren't even that one, you know, there was Ramazani came on and down the centre when we played balls in behind. Teams, whatever reason, the last 2 games, have played really high lines against us. And it's strange to me because we absolutely destroy you. But I think the reasoning for that is we play out from the back and they want to win the ball back. They want to get the ball off us. So they try and get it high and then obviously they all push up. So we've kind of got teams where we want them right now. Because they know if they're playing a low block and we're moving it quick, they're going to be knackered after 10, 15, 20 minutes. So if they try and press high and get the ball from us and win it, they might get a goal and then they can sit back. So we're in the driving seat now.
Do you worry, though, Lockie, that the last 2 have played pretty high lines? You know, some of the other teams might not be as like open as them, and then it is on us again, and it becomes that thing against us is like low block, and I think even I mean, but then again, I think about it. We're going away to Sheffield United; they won't do it at home. You're going away, you know, you're playing Sunderland at home; they won't do it. You know, they'll come and have a go. So yeah, it's. I mean, if you're the manager, Lockie, what do you do? Like, if you're, you know, Alex Neil at the weekend, Millwall, you're coming to Elland Road. Is it the best option to just stick 11 men behind the ball?
I'm telling them to boot the living hell out of every single one of them Leeds players. Yeah, give them nothing, no tempo, just kill the game off. I know we criticise that, but that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Because without our players are clearly superior. Look at the teams against us; they hate it. It's knacker, they can't get near them. They even mark him at times, and they can't get near him still. You know, the wingers too good. Aaronson just moves too sharp. Even Pirro running off the defenders. Was too
He's
good.
improving. He looks.
Yeah.
I know he had a few off weeks, but you know, people say he's anonymous and all that sort of stuff, and at times he is, but he looks like he's improving in that role. It's actually, I don't know if he got an assist yesterday, but if he gets one more assist, he's bettered his most assists in a season for any club that he's been at. So it just shows how much more impact he's having this season comparative to previously. I mean, admittedly, it's only 6 assists, but still, it's still his best return for assists. So it shows when you compare it to last season, where I think he got 2, and he's already on the same goals as he got last season as well. So it's quality, just how well we're playing right now. And I want to shout out as well, Luke, Bogle and Firpo, like them two, they're a cuttable fullback wise, aren't they, in the division? It's
yeah, I think just to expand on what Lockie said with the space, a lot of it does come from Bogle, to be fair, down that right hand side, and the space is created, and Junior Firpo, and naturally having 2 attacking fullbacks, you're going to get that. You know, when we put Byram in there, who's a right-footed left back, or you know, you sort of lose a bit of that momentum naturally because he doesn't dribble on the outside, he doesn't pass and move. He's knocking on now. He's not got the pace he probably once had. So yeah, just seeing that, but they're almost giving a free roll, Joe, if you watch, because as soon as one of them makes a pass and moves inside, we've seen Junior Firpo pick the ball up in the 10. In fact, he assisted Pirro at the weekend from exactly from there, and then Bogle scoring last night. They're almost giving a bit of a free roll. And if you watch, you just see Tanaka or Gruev move into a centre back, and one of the centre backs move out to the right. It's just like clockwork. They just all know what each other's job is, and they know if their right back or their left back goes marauding forward, that actually, you know what, there's going to be a gap. Let's just move. Let's just sit back, and they just do it naturally. They're just a well-oiled machine at the minute, and can't seem to do much wrong, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Firpo does whatever he wants, to be fair. He's not been given the free will. He just literally does whatever he wants. He sees the game different, does my man Firpo, so can't be controlled, won't be held back.
Yeah.
While we
so true.
I don't know if you want to touch on it, but while we're talking about players, I think, do you know who's going under the radar for me? Joe Rodon. I think he's been excellent for months, and obviously other players have had probably more highs, and he's not had much to do in that sense. But I just think he looks unbelievably good at the moment. Every little thing he has to deal with, he deals with. His reading of the game is excellent. He covers Ampadu really well. He covers both fullbacks really well. On the ball, he's now running past 3 or 4.
Carrying it, into midfield is quality, man.
I think
Ben White type stuff, innit?
Yeah, he looks really
good. Good passing as well. Good passing.
Yeah. Joe Rodon, he's good under the radar for me. I think he looks excellent every game.
We've been lacking him carrying it into middle as well, because it does make a massive difference when
it's great, isn't it? He's good at it as well. He's quick.
I know. But he did it last season, and it's not really happened as much this season.
Remember in the final, he did it, didn't he? When he ran, he said, "I'll do it myself," and we got a corner from it. I remember.
It is mint though, and the thing about the press and sitting back and stuff, it's the last thing anybody's sort of waiting on, isn't it? There's nothing you can do about that in terms of a press. You've got the ball, it's got a bit boring, and then somebody just sets off, sees a bit of a gap, and they're off. Rothwell does it a lot from like that low left area, doesn't he? Where it's all got a bit stagnant, and then he goes sort of out wide, and then he just sets up. And it's because there's huge gaps in when they all sit in. It's all right, we'll try to pass through these lines, but really, you know, on that NFL hype, that's why they carry the ball in NFL, isn't it? It's like you've got to, you know, because you think, well, you're only getting 5 or 6 yards in NFL, right? Where throw, you get 30 yards, but you have to you have to keep breaking it up. I don't know why I'm talking about NFL, but.
Super Bowl Sunday, Jack.
But you do have to run it. You know, if you were a novice to it, you'd think like, what's the point in that? You know, 2 yards or whatever. But it does make a difference. You know, players have to move over then, and then gaps open up, don't they?
Yeah. And do you know why it is so easy? I think as well, because teams try to be so regimented against us, because they know how the quality we've got. They try and be so, you know, so strict in their lineup that they've got, you know, that 4, that 5, and then that 1, or however they set up. They if you watch them. Every team we play against tries and keeps that shape, and they'll just let us have the ball at centre back 9 times out of 10. If they try and press us, we go around them. So they know we've got to keep this structure. So if Rodon knows if he walks out with the ball, there's nobody marking him. No, he can walk forward with it for 10 yards and nobody's going to try and touch him. If they do, that's when we start playing football. It's really, really good to watch.
And that's
he
what
plays that really, like you spoke about pass. Sorry, Lockie. He plays that like he fires that pass into Pirro sometimes as well, doesn't he? Central bang, and it cuts a few people out. It's decent.
Well, he got asked in the presser. I don't think it was Bryn, but one of them asked him about Rodon going out, and he said, "Do you want him to do it?" And he went, "Yeah." And he said, "It's risky, but he wants. If he's going, people need to give him an option because he's doing it, and he wants him to do that." And I love that. Because a lot of managers might say, "Yeah, I don't really want him to do that," but he's saying, "No, if he's doing it, they need to give him an option." And that's exactly like what Luke said. You're not expecting that. If you're in a good shape, you're going right, goody, we're marked up. There's no spaces, and then the centre back starts running into a space. You go right, what do we do? Move off him, and you'll create. It's a new an angle for us to attack against low blocks. So
that's when you know everybody's full of confidence as well. So when he sets off, everybody becomes an option, don't they? There's nothing worse than when, there's a weird form of hiding even when you're on the ball. You can hide anywhere on a football pitch, but you can sort of pretend that you're showing and sort of shirk it and be like, "Oh, I'm not really available." But when you do step out and everybody in front of you, all 8 of them, all want the ball, it's like we're in a really good position like that. So that gives him the confidence to carry it. Because if you're in a poor side or a side that aren't winning games and you set off and you look up, you think, "I'm never doing that again." Because it makes you look foolish, doesn't it? Whereas it becomes like a good thing for Rodon. It makes him look good, because everybody wants the ball, everybody's available. We're in a really good place. It's
quality, mate. And pre-match, obviously, he made a change. He put Gruev into midfield. I mean, you should have seen the chat pre-match. Oh, he's gone super defensive. I can't believe this. Or we're not wanting to win the game and all that sort of stuff. So it's like Farkas gets hammered for not changing and then gets hammered for rotating. But I thought again, and to be honest, he's not missing a beat right now. It isn't the manager. I think he's every single decision he's making, he's getting Bob on. And I thought Gruev, for me, he actually, I know people might disagree, but I think he actually outshone Tanaka actually in yesterday's game. And I know people disagree, and I'm aware I'm part of the GDL paid up member and all that sort of stuff. But I thought he was great. I thought he was class. So it's great to see. No matter who he seems to pick now, be it Byram away at Burnley, Firpo back in at the home game, everything he touches is turning to gold. It's mad. I don't know how, I can't remember the stat, but Popey pulled it out. I think his Norwich team were like unbeaten in the final 21 games or something, he said. And I'm like, the reason I say it is because there's 45 points available, lads, right? And I know it's wild to think that we'll get this, but 41 points gets you the points record. Now, that would mean you're only allowed to drop 4. But when I'm hearing that he's been on these runs and all that sort of stuff, I'm going, fucking hell. If we keep winning, right? Say if we beat Watford, I'll be going, oh God, there's less than 40 points now we need. oh God, you know what I mean? It might be one of them.
How many points less than 40 would it be, Joe?
What do you mean?
If we beat Watford, how many points will it be?
Just
less than 40 will do.
Yeah, 38. Yeah, man. It's just great being a Leeds fan. That's the thing.
Honestly,
I'm running out of things to say.
Let's get past this Sheffield United Sunderland period, and then if we come through them winning, then we can probably like, oh, okay, now we can maybe look. But honestly, mate, to be honest, like even where we finish, how many points, how many wins we get, I'm just enjoying each game right now. I'm looking forward. I know it's the FA Cup. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to see our players play. I think they're mint. You know what I mean? If we just play against Millwall at the weekend and some of them do some good stuff and they have fun with it, and I don't care. I'm enjoying it. So each game, I'm just going into it saying, I'm looking forward to watching Leeds today. I'm excited. And that's all I'm really bothered about because that's the journey in it. And that's what we're there to enjoy. So let's keep it up for as long as we can.
Yeah, you bang on the money. We're at a stage, Jack, where I'm genuinely, when I'm doing these shows and stuff now, I'm like, there's not to talk about. We're just too good. Like, there's nothing really to like critique as such, apart from maybe the finishing. But when you've scored 9 goals in 2 games, it's like, is it that deep?
terrible.
Yeah, I should like actually just live in the moment because I am quickly wishing the season away, and as we know, like the next season's going to be brutal. But yeah,
well, when you're saying how good we are, Joe, it's really interesting that actually our two closest rivals. I don't know if you saw LUFC Data's tweet earlier on today. We've created the same amount of big chances as both Sheffield United and Burnley put together. 98. They've created 49 each. They've created 49 big chances this season each. We've created 98. That is some doing.
Insane, isn't it? I've seen actually. Good point you make. I've seen a tweet from James Marshman earlier. The best goal difference across England's top 4 and European football's top leagues is PSV, Bayern, and then Leeds United. So, like, you know, that's insane.
Genuinely, how many records has Park? Yeah, how many has he done in the last 2 years? It must be over 30, 40.
Yeah,
genuinely.
We'll never have this for breaking the most records. You know,
this is regardless of how good the players are, what league we're in. This is the best football in terms of wins and goals we'll get in our lives, probably. And
100%, bro.
Quality, I love it. That's what we're here for.
Do you know? He's apparently like almost. And listen, it's not comparable at all because I'll never, you know, the big man and the players that Bielsa had and how good they were prior to him coming in, and it's sort of like a ragtag group of players that he managed to get playing the best football ever. It's insane. It's
like the Mighty Ducks, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It was like that. But Farke's like, I think 11 or between 11 and 15 points more than Bielsa had at this stage when we won the league. So it's insane. Like, it is genuinely insane what he's doing. It's mad that he ever really was doubted. You know, if we go back,
but Joe, that's because none of that matters if you don't like someone. That's what I mean. Yes. You can, because there's also, you know, you just go down a certain line, a different line. That it's like, well, what you're comparing to Bielsa and saying, like, you know, like you've just said, you just kind of give the argument that well, Bielsa had this squad and he had. It's like, well, you can look at that really negatively if you want, or you can just say, well, Farke's got this squad and he's out doing Bielsa. That's not a diss to Bielsa, is it? Because you could take it as going, are you saying you don't like Bielsa? Like, no, I'm saying Bielsa's the god. I just think what Farke's doing is succeeding him. Like, you know, we're going for, if you went along your history, how it should have been, or how it would have been nice is if, you know, it hadn't have gone so tits up and then Farke eventually maybe comes in, like, you know, for Bielsa. I'm not saying that would have been the succession in the Premier League because potentially would have been on a much higher arc than that. But if you just went from Bielsa to Farke, we'd be able to have that conversation, wouldn't we? But for some reason, it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's been like ripped up and like something's happened in between and it's the mess that's gone on in between. Farke needs some credit for literally steadying the ship, basically building 2 new sides in 2 years and nearly dominating the first year and then dominating the second year. That's worth its weight in gold. I don't know where.
He's so calm, isn't he, Jack?
There's a lot of sentiment. There's a lot of sentiment attached to to Bielsa. Yeah, exactly. This from Mr. Dodo. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of sentiment attached because it had been so long. Because you know, because of the team that we had, because we weren't expected necessarily, because hardly anybody realistically.
And we've not done it, Lou. We've not done it forever. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and now it's like Farke's in. Go get it done. Like, whoa, what's happening?
It's an expectation now, isn't it? It's an expectation, and it goes back to that entitlement conversation that we have done it all the time.
Which we've done so many times actually this season, haven't we? About that entitlement thing, Luke.
And that's the difference because we're expected to do it. People label Farke as this. If he doesn't do it, he fails. Whereas if Bielsa didn't do it in his first season, he didn't fail. You know what I mean? We didn't cast past that as a failure. But at some point we need to, I think, realistically, not even stop comparing the two, but actually realize and understand that they're 2 separate pieces of history.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
And like you said, Joe, and everyone, next year, assuming we go up, we're going to have to take them wins very rarely, but we'll enjoy them, and we've got to enjoy them. And I think we've got to be prepared for that. You know, we've been there. We know what it's going to be like. There's no finishing 9th as soon as you go up anymore. That's a change now. You know, you need 2 or 3 years of solidifying and just surviving. And I hope we're ready for that because that's going to be the case. No matter who we have in charge, who we bring in, you can't just in one season just be at the level of the Premier League. So I'm honestly, I've said this before, I'm just loving this season. I'm enjoying these players playing really well. I like them all. They all seem like quality lads. They seem to be enjoying playing for Leeds United. They seem to love it.
on the expectation thing, like having a certain what was the word used a minute ago? Where somebody give me the word.
Expectancy. What were you saying? What were we
I
calling
can't remember
it?
the word, but
Luke? Yeah,
Luke said it like it's like a thing where it's just expected, but regardless, we did that.
Entitlement.
Entitlement. That was it.
Dude. Thank you.
All Bab in the chat.
Tamosh.
Yeah, he's on it, man.
So
He's on it.
The entitlement. I got that problem this year myself. That's what I mean. We've gone on this crazy run, and I've been like, yeah, but it's not the Farker, like, where it's just like 2-3-0, like constantly. You never feel like you're ever going to draw a game, never going to lose a game and stuff. So I've done exactly the same thing myself this year. Just kept myself in track. Do you know what I mean? Kept myself in tune. And then we've won 7-0 and 2-0, and I've had to look at myself and go, hang on a minute. Why don't I think we're on the push to the title here? I've been in like a zone where it's like, it looks a bit eeky and like I'm not too sure. When in reality, we're however many games unbeaten, can't stop scoring goals. It's like, just, like you said, Joe, like you've got to enjoy this moment. We are flying. It's dawned on me. It's taken 9 goals in 2 games to realise we're absolutely flying. It's mint.
Yeah.
It is as
well.
You're
not worried anymore, right? Like,
no, that's how I was last year. But then my entitlement this year has taken me into like, but I didn't feel like I felt last year when we were just on this crazy train. It's like, well, no, this is the Farker train. This is what he does.
Yeah,
we're here again now.
He does. The difference being is that we're at the top of the league already.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah, and Farker actually had his best start ever this season. Do you know what I mean? And it still worked great, but it's the fact he's had his best start ever. And now then Cogs, like someone had mentioned, Johnny, big up Johnny, good friend of mine, he said about the Cogs now start to wheel, and he deserves flowers for that because all these teams do this. I think this is the Farker way, right? It gets them to a level like Luke touched on it, mentioned that 2-0. Dan James, after Cardiff, said on the post-match, basically, we were told, go out and kill the game. He said, normally we'll sit off them a bit, So it's almost, that has been an instruction. And I know people used to get, why don't we kill games and all that? And I get it. You want to be entertained. But now he's doing that. It's almost like, it feels to me that Farker and the team took it personally after Burnley and went, all right, then, fuck yous. You know what I mean? We're just going to beat us all, and that's what's happening.
I would say though, Joe, I don't expect that to be the case against Sheffield United and Sunderland. If we go 2-up,
if we're 2-0, 100%, yeah. Exactly.
That's good game management, surely.
Yeah, like, look at that Burnley one. The reaction after Burnley was crazy by some people. I'm not sure if he's the right man. I was like, we're top of the league. We didn't try win the game. Well, this is a team that have conceded 9, the most non-conceded goals for a championship team ever. And you're not expecting us to go there and, we didn't try win the game because Grew is so defensive. You actually watch Grew if he does actually pass forward, folks. I hope you've seen that. That's what I always say. It's just a narrative gets spun on Twitter, on whatever, and then it sticks and it will not go. Like I say, but it's bullshit, innit? It is what it is.
Yeah. I was just going to say and again, just on this, like the players as well, we might think some might step up. The ones that you don't think might step up might next year if it's Prem. But at the end of the day, enjoy them now because we have no idea what will happen next year. We don't know if they'll be great. We might be really critical of some of them that are doing really well. Dan James, you have no idea what it'll be like next year. Enjoy the unbelievable season he's having. Solomon, will he be here? Enjoy him. Pirro scoring goals. Will he do that in the Prem? Who knows? Enjoy it. I don't know. I'm loving it right now. I'll be honest. And I'm honest. I'm really looking forward to every game just because I know that. Do you know what it is as well? I've noticed this recently. Farker sits down a lot more now. I think he really trusts them players to do their job. And I do think Ampadu being back out there is a big part of that. I've seen every sub that comes on Ampadu. He talks to them before they come on, he shakes their hand. I think he's loving this role, Ampadu. He's starting on all the opposition players. He's having it with a ref. But he's a smart player where he doesn't overdo it. He knows when to stop. I think he's just, since Ampadu's come back, I think the mentality's changed a little bit. And I love seeing him as the captain. I think he's brilliant.
Same. I see Sean's rattling over. Sean's rattling Luke tonight. It's nice for me to have a night off. Sean, man, you didn't live through no Wilco era. Bro, I was 4 when he won the league, and I'm 37, man. So yeah, I mean, did you really live through the Wilco era, Sean? How old are you, bud? Nah. I think we have had to. I do think the fan base has acted entitled at times. You know, I do think they have, expecting, like I say, at the end of the day, there is, and I think it's a younger generation thing. I genuinely think. I think it's how football is. So
You're born in
1990. So you were
1990.
two. So you were two, bro. So you didn't really
Yeah,
live
I'm
through
older
the
than you.
Wilco. My man's like, oh, I lived through the Wilco era. I saw better football. You
I didn't
even know
want to
what
question.
football was.
I didn't dare question the O'Leary over Bielsa because again, that's a completely different argument. I'm not saying you can't say you've lived through it, mate. If you were 2-year-old when we lifted the cup, come on, man.
He totally got away with that as well. He just exposed.
He could have said 1980.
Quiet for a minute, never answer the question. You don't have to. It's not like if you're on the video, you can put it on me now, and I have to go, oh shit, I have to tell you now because you're all asking. But you're all right, dude. You sat in the ether, just chill.
Just lie to us. We don't care. You could have lied and made us look bad.
1960.
Better Sean. Luke got rattled.
He loves it, Sean.
You know, Yorkshireman said there about entitlement comes from our squad being the highest wage bill. Who cares what wages are on? Like, why is who cares, man? Because they're brilliant players. Nothing to do with the wages. I couldn't care less. That ruins football for me. You know, when they're on a lot of money. I don't care. I love watching them. Could be on 200 grand a week. I couldn't care less. They're playing for Leeds United, and I'm enjoying.
Look how much Anthony was on at Man United. He was dog shit.
Yeah, exactly. Mate.
You know what I mean? Money. You know, there's loads of arguments for and against that, but
yeah.
It's
the thing is, it's all relative as well because they're on that money, but they live while they're on that money. You know what I mean? Their mortgages are fucking, I don't know, they're out of mortgages. They're houses that they buy are millions and that. It's all relative. Do you know what I mean? If that's why, like, if I'm earning a certain wage and then I have to change job, I have to then reevaluate everything. They have to do the same, folks. You know, what they might have a 5-bathroomed mansion at the minute, but if they were to get injured and end up in championship, that'd soon change. You know, it is all relative.
I just mean on a football level, though, Joe. I don't ask any more of Tanaka what wage he's on or what Bamford's on when he's sit on bench. You can't get a game. I couldn't care less. Are we delivering as a team? You know, I want Bamford to be more available than he is, but that doesn't come down to the amount of money he gets. I don't understand this like stealing. Who cares? Like, would really?
Not your money, is it?
You've all been wanting Bamford not to be the number 9, the number 1 that plays up top. So not the number 1, but the number 9, like the first number 9. So none of you want that. But then when he's not available, it's like, well, he's stealing it. Well, so Peru comes in. You're not going to pay Peru what Bamford got paid, are you? Bamford was in Prem. So I'm sure Peru's not on the same wage. You know, he's not achieved the same. Who cares? Sure. Whoever the number 9 is, as long as he's getting banging goals in left, right, and centre, I don't care whether he's on like a, you know, under 15s wage or he's on like, you know, a politician's wage. I couldn't care less. I literally it don't bother me. It's about performance and who are playing well. Don't bother me.
Go on.
No, I was just going to say, just on who's playing well. There's not really. You don't. Do you make any changes, lads? Like, obviously not taking. Do you think we're playing our best 11 at the minute, or is it Stroud comes in and Ampadu goes into midfield alongside Tanaka? Would you imagine?
I would argue not, man. I would just, and this is going to go down again, probably a bit like some people will agree, but I just find it very difficult to try and break that defensive partnership up, despite with how good we're being. Look, I love Pascal, I love him. But I also love the fact I've played Tanaka with somebody else different to Ampadu in midfield, Gruev or Rothwell in games at home. There was another tweet, I tried looking for it earlier, that actually we've played Ampadu or Gruev in games away from home, and our record when they've played in games away from home compared to when we've played a Rothwell in centre midfield, and I can't remember it exactly, but we've done far better when we've played a more defensive-minded central midfielder away from home. Oh. Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't realise I was muted. I've just after she'll make me a juice. And then I've seen you all go quiet. I thought, fuck. What
you made me a juice. In a sippy cup.
Juice as well. Juice.
I love Robinsons, man.
Juice.
Juice. Squash, you mean?
Robinson's fruit juice. Yeah. Sorry, I just said I thought you went. Pardon?
I can't remember where I was going with it. I was off on a
I
tangent.
didn't say out like that. Well, I'll see you upstairs in 5. You know.
I can't remember where I was going anyway, but it was probably a shit point.
I think you were making him juice, to be fair, Luke. So I think you're doing all right with it.
Give the boy some juice.
Do you remember that
I've got me
advert?
juice now, man. I've got me juice.
What, and Bongo?
No, I think it was a vodka
Robinson's,
advert,
man.
and that they used to be in that nightclub, and they'd go, "Give me juice."
No,
They're all like smashing bottles. I might have had a bad dream, but I'm pretty sure that were a big advert about 15 years ago.
Look at that, Joe, with his
That's Sean
smooth
Healy.
chat voice
He'll know,
instead
won't
of bloody podcast voice.
That's Sean. Yeah, Sean will remember it.
Sean will know. I think that advert came out in 1991, so he'll have it on lockdown. Won't
He'll know it word for word.
he?
He lived through that Robinson's era.
Yeah, Sean was on that fucking.
only
What's
joking,
that?
Sean.
Remember that? Yeah. That Warburton's fucking advert. Have you seen that? That Warburton's advert? Nah, it's gone over everyone's head, hasn't it?
Which one?
When it goes down the cobbles and that.
Yeah, of course I remember.
Yeah, man. Sean was in it, wasn't he, man? He was there. Honestly.
I heard he wrote
boys-
the Umbongo rap.
That's the best.
Who
man.
did?
Sean Healy.
Oh. I love it, man. Honestly. Right, boys. FA Cup at the weekend. What are you saying in terms of lineup wise and stuff? How does he go about it? I want us to progress, because if we do, I was looking at, there's not that many amazing teams left in it. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but like Tottenham play Villa, City are at Leyton Orient, Liverpool play Plymouth.
It's quite a few there, Joe. You said the best three in the country.
No, but my point is like, I think Man United are playing Leicester. There's going to be some Premier League teams drop out. One of the ties, for example, is Preston versus Wickham. So if we beat Millwall and then conceivably you get Preston versus Wickham, one of them, you're like, and to be honest, Lockie, I was saying this earlier, I want to go at someone like a Man United and Man City at Ellen Road with the form that we're in. Genuinely. I think we could have a go with them.
But I just don't want to jeopardize this season and lose somebody key in a game against Millwall in the cup. And look, for me,
Jack.
For me, I would, and this goes against all my usual beliefs, but I would almost throw the cup, not necessarily this weekend at home to Millwall, but I don't know. I would even potentially at home this week. If we had enough squad depth, I would be looking at playing every single person who didn't start on Wednesday night.
Yeah. See, I think he'll play.
Ampadu will play.
Yeah, because he's captain. He 100%. Always plays him, doesn't he?
Strike might come back in.
Yeah,
maybe. Give him minutes, yeah.
So, knee ready yet?
Verba's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think it's still a strong team in it. I don't think I'll see him, but I want to see just like a Sam Chambers. I think he's meant. I want to see someone like Ori DeBeo, just one of them, just in there.
He won't though, will he, man? He won't,
Don't know.
Maybe mate, he didn't against Harrogate. He ain't against Millwall.
Well, Chambers were injured, I think.
Right. Okay.
Well, he still only made 5 or 6 changes for Harrogate, didn't he?
Yeah. As long as Gulavogi in at right centre back, I'm good. Because that was a car crash. Like, it's mad. Because I was saying to people earlier, I said, before Gulavogi played, I was like, oh my God, I love him. And then I actually saw him against Harrogate and I went, maybe wheels have fallen off a little bit, He
looks tidy in midfield, though, when he comes on. And for that
he was a free agent. He only plays 50 seconds. I'm sick of it. He comes on for 50 seconds when we're 2-0 up and he bops about a bit and he bounces the ball about. And I think, oh, you're a legend, you. But, like Joe said, then you get your start against centre back and he's cuddling centre forward. I think, what game are you two playing? It was like and then he was so happy about it, still so smiley, like picking him up, like patting him on back, and that were a fun roll around, wasn't it? I don't know why anybody don't want to have a bit of a running cup. This idea that it's promotion or the cup is bonkers.
It is though, Jack. It is,
dude. Well, let's go out. Let's go out tomorrow. Then why do you want to go? It's not tomorrow, but let's go out on Saturday. What's the point in win on Saturday and then throw it in next game?
All right, go outside then.
What's the point in that? Where's the fun in that, dude? There's nothing. But do you want to get beat to Millwall?
No,
there's nothing
absolutely
better than winning football games.
There's not, and momentum and that, and I completely get it. But with the smallest squad in the league, and the position we're in, I just don't want to jeopardise anything. We lose. Hypothetically speaking, I don't think he will. But Pirro gets an injury. Then what?
But what if?
I don't think Pirro will start.
No, I know he won't. But I'm saying hypothetically, if somebody,
he's going to get injured anyway, isn't he? He's going to get injured anyway.
No, he's chuffed. Not if he don't play. How can he get injured if he's not playing?
Well, yeah, if he don't play to end of the season, he's not going to get injured. But if he keeps playing, he might get injured. That's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
But in a league game,
crash in a bus crash on
a game that means something.
As long as you don't do what Jesse Marsh did when you're already 2-0 up and bring on fucking Rodrigo, your best striker, when you've already won the game, you're like, what are you doing?
Accrington Stanley. I was there,
yeah,
man.
remember?
Fucking hell.
Are you having a go at Jesse Marsh?
Yeah.
No.
Not on my watch.
The mad thing is, man, his actual fucking fanboys tried to defend it. That was the best thing. When they were like, no, I can see, and at game he went, I want to see how him and Pat played together, and they were on pitch about fucking 5 minutes. It was crazy, man. 3-0 up we was. 3-0 up and he brought him on.
Yeah,
mental.
The worst.
Boys, I think it'll be Darlow.
Yeah.
It'll be Schmidt. It'll be maybe Voba. Strauch, potentially. Byram. Gulavogi, Ampadu, potentially. Or Gulavogi Rothwell, if he wants to address Ampadu.
It'll be Ampadu.
It will be Ampadu, because at captain. And then you've got Nonto, Ramazani, Joseph. It's just a 10. That's who would play in the 10. It might mean that he'll have to play James again. I think James played against Harrogate, didn't he? And he put Nonto in 10. So
you just changed every player then, though, Joe, to be fair. So you've gone from saying I don't think he'll rotate much to every single player.
but my point is...
Won't rotate, just all 11.
We'll just play without a 10.
Yeah, rotate them all apart from Aaronson. Just leave him in there, man. I don't know. Like, what would you do? What do you think he'll do?
I'd do exactly that. I would do exactly that. I don't think he will.
What is good about that though is I don't. The reason why you can go and legitimately make a case to going all through 11 and change them all is because they're all part of the squad. I know we've also just said that we've got a small squad, but that isn't. You won't even look at that lineup and think like what's going on. It's like Byram's played loads of games, so that's a no-brainer. Woba, we're trying to get back into the squad to some extent, so you give him minutes for that, so you give that up. Struick's been a massive part of the team. Ampadu's obviously been desperate to get him in whenever. If Tanaka plays, if Rothwell plays, if Gilavogi comes in and does plays more than 40 seconds, that's similar. They're all part of. And then when you get up top and you're talking Ramazani and Nonto and that, like they're desperately waiting for their opportunity. Joseph's waiting for his opportunity. So it doesn't. You don't look at the squad and go, "Oh yeah, we've dragged a load of young lads out." It feels like you've changed Meslier for Darlow. Really, the rest of them are all involved, like all the time.
Boys, that's it. We didn't chat on Meslier, really, did we?
He needs some flowers.
He made that first save was a worldie, because it's behind him as well. He's slightly behind him, and he manages to sort of like hook it out.
I'd already seen 2-1 on my screen. I swear, I'd already seen it. It just one of them, wasn't it? Unreal. Yeah. Somebody compared it to Pele and Gordon Banks. I mean, it wasn't quite that good, but it was very, very good, and it was.
I went along with that, but that whole scene does my head in a bit. I'm so sick of that comparison, so I just got stuck into it. But yeah, let's get Banksy out for this.
That. Do
you know what? He looks more confident.
He's weird.
He's looking more confident lately.
You can almost tell with Mez the first action whether he's going to have a good game or not. He did. He looked really confident from the start. Just walking out, he looked confident. I don't know what it is. It's a weird one with him.
He even won a ball over that Sims. Ball came over right on top of him as well, and he went bang, and I was like,
what? You see, when he saved it, he turned around to the crowd and give it.
Yeah. And do you know what? Again, that you have to give props to the manager, because we all wanted him gone. Probably people at the football club wanted him gone. And the manager's gone, no, he's my man. You know, Darlow will play in the FA Cup. That's it. Boom, back in. We're all like, what are you doing? He's not conceded a fucking goal. And admittedly, not all of that has been onto him, but genuinely, the stats will say he's not conceded a goal. Do you know what I mean? It's insane.
He did his
Is that
thing yesterday. 100%.
Is that good man management again from Farker?
100% it is. 100%, man. I think that's one of his underrated qualities, man. He don't get enough praise for that when you consider how, you know, even just look at the Nonto situation. He wanted to leave, then he's back, and now he's not even starting. But then when he's scoring goals, all his teammates are getting round him, which shows, you know, he's probably thinking, why didn't I go to fucking Everton? Because now I'm not even starting in the Championship. Do you know what I mean? And it's like he's still obviously a part of that squad, and the manager deserves huge praise for that, man.
Yeah.
Huge praise.
With Mez as well, is there a case for, like, you know, with him being a young lad, the ceiling for Darlow, we're done with Darlow. I don't mean at the club, I just mean in general, like he's hit whatever he's going to hit. So, you know, and it's rare for managers to give somebody that opportunity as a youngster because they're not here for long enough. So you'd think the knee-jerk reaction would be for Farker just to go, right, just get the old head in. I'll appease everybody. I'm only here for a few years until we go.
That's what Sam Allardyce did, didn't he?
That's kind of what I mean. It's like a point. It's easy that I think. It's a lot harder to go, no, there's a young lad here. I actually think he's got a high ceiling. I don't know what Farker thinks of Mez, but he seems to really like him, or certainly thinks he's the best keeper at the club. So he thinks, no, there's a high level for him at some point. I want to be part of this progression. So I'm going to give him these little bits. Like Archie Gray last year was excellent the whole year, to be fair. But if he'd have made a few mistakes, you'd have gone, hang on a minute, though. We're not talking about a 28-year-old player here. We're talking about a young lad that's got a load to go at. We're on part of his journey here. And that doesn't just excuse it. I don't mean you can make loads of excuses. I just mean at some point you have to go, no, there's a proper player in here. And that's like, that would be in, 15, 20 years ago, that would be long-term management of players. And then you end up with this player that you go, well, he's 26 now. Do you remember when De Gea were rubbish, for instance, at Man U right at the start of his career? Ended up being their best player. I know they were asked far too much of him because Man U were rubbish and remain to be, which is brilliant. But he ended up being their best player, which is insane. He was awful when he first came. He looked frail. It's like, players need backing from managers. It just happens less now that the managers are here for at best 3 years, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, and it's a good job he does back him, and it because put it this way, if some people got their way, Solomon would be gone, Bogle would be out already. Even Ampadu would start season. People saying, "Oh, even Gruev, he won't play for Leeds again."
Yeah, Farker would be gone.
People
nobody left. Yeah.
The humans, like, it happens.
We'll be playing the under-12s at the weekend with Neil Redfern coming back to manage.
That's what you want, Luke. You want under-12s coming out. Throw cup game, you said.
Steady on, I don't want any under-12s.
If we doubt there's some fans, we'd have Bay, Crew in midfield with Harry Gray up top, wouldn't we? That'd be the three.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hidgepo, big up, my man. He says, we have the willing runners, pass the ball quicker. I want DJ to take less shots and Aaronson to take one less touch before moving the ball up.
I don't, man.
Although Aaronson, I thought was
wild.
Yeah. They were a bit off. They were a bit off yesterday. Definitely had his Premier League boots on yesterday. They were a bit all over the shop, but
terrible.
Yeah, they were bad, weren't they? Yeah,
they were
I do think Pirro should have slotted him in. That ball, had we have scored, that one. I said it had been goal at season, man. It was quality, right from back to front, bam, 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 bam. And Pirro went for smash instead of squaring it across to James for tapping.
James was built in post over that, though, wasn't he?
He was raging.
That's what I mean. He's not like an aggressive lad, is he? But he wants some numbers this year.
He does.
He wanted a goal, and I actually think that's why he started snatching at it a little bit. That one where he fired it over like straight down centre at keeper, but it went over top at bar. There were like reeked of a bit of desperation in it. That like I've missed a couple of opportunities to get a chance here. Like it felt like a snapshot. It was like we're winning. I'm gonna have a go here. I'm gonna have a pot here. So he wants some numbers. It's mint, and he didn't have a go at Peru as well, which is what I'm all about. He didn't start getting moaned He just booted post. It's like a selfish thing. I'm not going to take it out on Peru. I'm not going to make a big thing of it. I'm for it.
Thing is, though,
with his left as well, which is hilarious.
Yeah, you can't.
He just hits it with his left.
You can't really hold that against Pirro with his record recently for a striker to take that on. Do you know what I mean? But I was angry. I thought he should have squared it. But he scored one very similar to that, didn't he? Not so
on it. Were it Stoke?
Stoke, yeah, smashed it, and he just went in, didn't it? Just hit it as hard as he could, like didn't even aim, did he? Just fucking put his foot through it.
Sean thinks he's cooking in the chat, but you're not, Sean, I'm afraid.
Oh man, he ain't got. Honestly, he thinks he's cooking. Only thing he's cooking salmonella, innit? That's what he's. It's mad. Folks, I don't know what else there is for us to go through. I feel like it's just getting routine now, week after week. It's just how we do. It's just what you know.
What about Fat Frank? What about Fat Frank's 4-2 to the fans?
I know, man. What an idiot.
Get over it, man. 6 years ago, whatever it was.
I could understand, mate, if they went and got promoted, but they lost.
I could understand if
and then got relegated the season after.
If it was still at the same club, or if it was still, relevant to the manager that
born and bred there or something anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if it was his club, like what you want about, man? It's like a different club, different manager, totally different time. It might as well be like you're on about Derby 50 years ago or something. It's literally like
gave us the Guard of Honour 12 months later.
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah.
He thought he did something there, didn't he? But everyone like, what are you doing?
I know. I don't think...
Yeah, I've got him here. I've got him here. No.
Yeah, I know. You'd think that around football for as long as he's been, he'd understand this sense of humour that football fans have. Like, do you think that's going to do me over, that one? Like, come on.
Yeah. I'd love to bump into him at McDonald's and throw me gherkins at him with mustard on. Slap at his head.
He's horrible. He looks horrible.
I will say, sorry, and there's not many people, but I still saw people saying, "How's not when Ramazan? He only got 5 minutes." Like, who do you support? I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's mad, isn't it? It's all about Leeds United, Player FC. Yeah. Exactly, Player FC. Don't need it anymore, do we? Yeah, look, Leeds are going up as champions. It's as easy as that, really. We, light work. We've got Millwall at the weekend, and then, of course, Watford before 2 massive Monday night ties against Sunderland and Sheffield United. Could be, look, at the end by the 1st of March, we could be looking at it going, fucking hell, yeah, it's not that long now, and we've beat Sheff, we've beat Sunderland, we're flying. Dominic says our poor finishing will cost us against the better teams like Sunderland and Sheffield United. We need to be better in front of goal. Bro, we've scored 9 goals in 2 games. This is what I'm saying. We scored 7 in 1. Let's be fair. We weren't great in the last game. I hear you. But the game before, we scored 7. So let's not throw the baby out of the bathwater kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean?
Because how terrible were that? Some of them refereeing decisions. Absolutely now we've won, we can say it that we're not making excuses. What on earth was going on, man? That penalty.
Aaronson one was bad.
That Aaronson one, I cannot see a scenario where that isn't the biggest penalty I've ever seen in my whole life. And it's not even like Aaronson knows he's coming. He's not even like he's anticipated a foul or all. He's just been about to shoot and then just gets volleyed up in air. It's like,
if that's 0-0, he gives it. He's bottled it because it's 2-0 and we're absolutely ruining him. And he just thinks, you know what, this kills the game. He's absolutely bottled it. Same as the Lino as well.
Yeah, of course.
Does anyone know what happened with that? Still, why did they wait 25 seconds to give it? I was so confused.
The Liner either knows it's offside or he don't. He's not to have a chat with ref about it, is he? What does ref know about offside? I'm sure he knows the rule, but they're like, why are they? What are they discussing there? Is he offside or not?
100%. Boys, just off topic and a great way to end. Can you fans settle this, fellas? Sorry, which is harder, a 147 break, a 9-dart leg, or a hole in one? We'll go round. I think a 147 break because it's consistent over a long period of time, whereas a hole in one you could literally smash it and just might get lucky. 9-dart leg, I just think the 147 because the amount of time it would take to continuously strike them balls in the right pockets. I think for me that would probably be hardest. Jack?
147, 100%. Yeah, it's however many perfect shots, isn't it?
Yeah.
9-dart. I've hit a 180 before, so I'm well off it. But I feel as though it's relatively achievable. Been on the snooker table and I can't make 6. So, and then golf, I reckon if you just went on a mini golf, you'd be all right, wouldn't you? Get all in one eventually. No, but if you kept smashing it,
if you just kept hitting a ball on a 3-part, you might eventually get one, right?
It'd land in eventually, yeah. It'd land in sooner than you got the 147, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon, yeah. Luke?
Yeah, same. I think 147. You've got to have you've got to have the skill to be able to move the balls around so much. It's 36 perfect shots as well. So yeah, that's got to be the toughest. And just even trying to put one ball on a snooker table is tough, very tough.
Yeah. Sorry to carry on, Luke, but just let me intersect for a second. Somebody else has taken the first shot. So a dartboard, you're just playing against the dartboard. A golf ball, you're just hitting it. I have to break off, and then you have to go on and make them perfect shots. So you are actually playing against them.
You've got to move the ball around. You've got to think 2, 3, 4 shots ahead. 9 dart, you're hitting the same areas quite often, and you can almost train a robot to almost do that.
Yeah, of course. So,
hole in one, probably the easiest of the three. I've never hit any of them. Probably never will.
Yeah, that's fair.
I definitely never will. I don't expect to ever hit one.
No.
I got all in one at mini golf a few times on little putting ones.
Rule them out.
Absolutely. All counts, man. Yeah, all counts.
I'm terrible at snooker, so for me, definitely that. I'm all right at darts. I'm bad at them all, to be honest. Probably 147 break.
Yeah, that's why Ronnie O'Sullivan's the GOAT, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's just one of the boys knocking them out.
Sean Neely said he got all 3 in 1994.
Fuck's sake, man. Anyway, on that note, man,
all jokes, Sean. It's all jokes.
Yeah, man, he loves it. He loves it. Listen, folks, smash a like on the video. It's Thursday. Jack, did you do it live before?
Yeah, I did it before.
I was going to say, sorry, yeah. Folks, go on over and check City of Leeds fans out, please. Top channel, top guy. See more of him, and I know you are all thinking the same. So make sure you go on over and check him out on City of Leeds fans. Make sure you go check out Luke at Ought to Know Better. Is Gilly still saying Aaronson's the worst thing since?
Yeah, go over and comment on the latest video because he's done a bit. I didn't watch Brady and Coke tonight. That's our post-match review. He's done that tonight with Jay the Ewok, and he's basically.
Pratt. Were you there when he said he looked like Chris Pratt?
Yeah, looks nothing like Chris Pratt.
No, man.
Looks more like Chris Pratt.
If Chris Pratt was on track.
Yeah. But yeah, go over there and just comment loads on the video that he's absolutely full of shit because he just cannot have it. He was wrong about Rutter. He was wrong about Rothwell. He's just wrong so much. It's so funny. So go give that a watch and make sure you comment how stupid he looks, really, because he's not going to have it. And Aaronson could finish on 20 goals and 20 assists this season. He still wouldn't have it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mad. I know what you mean, man. And Lockie at Lockie Leeds. Lockie, have you got any videos on the offing, mate? Any in the pipeline?
Not really, mate.
No. Take a lot of graft, yours, don't they? You can't just. You've got to actually watch games.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Prep them and that.
Enjoy these too much. You know what I mean? I don't be bothered doing it. No, there'll be some. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah, you'll have to start prepping for players in Prem soon. I think that's your next.
Oh, already have been.
Don't get ahead. Don't get too ahead of yourself. Come on, let's get.
I've got championship ones as well. If I've got more.
A replacement for our full 11. Cheers for that, Oliver.
Oh, man. There we go. Big up Oliver as well, always doing the good deeds. Listen, folks, we'll head off then. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll probably do a Millwall preview. And then Saturday, Leeds play, followed by Sheffield United as well at 3 p.m. So I think that might be back to that, but we'll see. Thanks for watching this. I love doing the final word. Always great chat with great lads. So make sure you join us again in the future, and we will see you in a bit, folks. Bye-bye now.